Welcome to Unstoppable Mind today, where we explore the hidden dynamics of personal growth and the psychology of true success. Meet Daniel, a 32-year-old accountant who seemingly has it all, yet feels a profound and echoing emptiness inside. He has a stable income, a modern apartment, and expensive accessories, but deep down he feels like a complete stranger. Every single morning, he joins the rush hour crowd, questioning if this endless loop is truly all there is to life. For 5 years, he has done the exact same job, sat at the same desk, and followed the same routine. To cope with the boredom, Daniel fell into a dangerous trap, seeking comfort in buying things he did not need. His closet was filled with designer shoes and clothes, a temporary fix that faded the moment he brought them home. He dined at the finest restaurants, capturing perfect photos for social media, pretending his life was as rich as his dinner. But once the screen turned off, the silence returned, louder than before, reminding him that he was merely existing, not living. This is the trap of comfort, where money is spent on liabilities while the greatest asset, the mind, is left starving. He spent thousands on entertainment and appearance, yet invested absolutely nothing in upgrading his skills or expanding his professional knowledge. Opportunities to learn were ignored because he felt safe, believing his current job would protect him from the changing world forever. He believed that longevity in the company was enough to secure his future, unaware that the rules of the game changed. One Tuesday morning, the reality check arrived when his manager called him into the office for a discussion about the promotion. Sitting there was Kevin, a colleague 5 years younger, who had joined the company only 2 years ago but looked ready. The manager announced that Kevin would be taking the senior position, leaving Daniel in a state of absolute shock and disbelief. Kevin was younger, sharper, and possessed certifications that Daniel had ignored, proving that adaptability beats experience when experience stops learning. That evening, the silence in the office was heavy as Daniel realized he had been asleep at the wheel of life. He realized that while he was busy buying things to look successful, Kevin was busy building the skills to actually be successful. The walk home felt longer than usual. The expensive shoes he was wearing were now soaked, offering him absolutely no comfort. He looked at his gadgets and furniture, realizing that none of these liabilities could save his career or restore his confidence. Despite earning well for years, he had little savings and zero investment in himself. He was financially and professionally vulnerable. Desperate for guidance, he decided to call Mr. Thomas, an old mentor from his university days, who he respected deeply. They met the next day. Mr. Thomas listened patiently as Daniel poured out his frustration, jealousy, and fear of the future. Daniel complained about the unfairness of the corporate world and how his loyalty to the company was not being rewarded. Mr. Thomas waited for silence, then asked a simple question. "Daniel, how much have you invested in yourself in the last year?" The question hung in the air. Daniel could list his expenses on clothes and dining, but he had zero spent on growth. Mr. Thomas shook his head and began to draw on a napkin. He said, "You are trapped because you stopped growing." He introduced the 70-20-10 rule, a formula not just for wealth, but for survival and dominance in any career field. He explained that 70% of your income is for your essential living expenses like rent, food, bills, and basic needs. This section keeps a roof over your head and food on the table. It is the foundation of your daily existence. But Daniel, you have been spending 90% here, inflating your lifestyle to impress people who do not care about you. Next is 20%. This is for your financial freedom. Savings, emergency funds, and investments that grow while you are sleeping. This creates a safety net. Without it, you are always one bad month away from disaster, living in constant underlying fear. Daniel realized his mistake. He had traded his future security for present-day pleasure, leaving him exposed to life's inevitable storms. But then Mr. Thomas tapped the final slice. "This," he said, "is the 10% that changes everything. It is non-negotiable. This 10% is for investing in yourself. It is for skills, knowledge, health, and personal development. It is your fuel. You must spend this money to upgrade your software. If you do not upgrade, you become obsolete, just like an old phone. Kevin won because he invested in his 10%. You lost because you spent your 10% on shoes and dinners. The truth hit Daniel hard. He had been investing in his outer shell while letting his inner value rot away completely. Mr. Thomas finished his tea and said, "It is not too late, Daniel, but you must start today. No more excuses." Daniel left the meeting with the napkin in his pocket. The rain had stopped, and for the first time, he saw a path. He went home and immediately audited his finances. He was ruthless, cutting out every single expense that did not serve his future. He canceled subscriptions, stopped eating out, and froze his credit cards. He reallocated his income strictly according to the new rule. With his 10% fund, he purchased a comprehensive course on data analytics and strategic management, the very skills Kevin possessed. The transformation began. He woke up at 5 every morning, dedicating 2 hours to study before his workday even started. He also invested in his health, understanding that a sharp mind requires a strong body. The physical pain made him mentally tougher. Lunch breaks were no longer for gossiping or expensive meals. He ate simple food and read books on leadership and psychology. His friends noticed the change. Some mocked him for being boring, but Daniel did not care. He had a mission to complete. Night after night, while others were watching movies, Daniel was mastering complex spreadsheets and learning how to lead effective teams. It was not easy. There were moments of doubt and exhaustion, but he remembered the feeling of being left behind in that meeting. By month 2, the results started to show. His work efficiency doubled, and he began to see solutions where others saw problems. He started speaking up in meetings, offering insights backed by his new knowledge. His voice carried a new weight and authority. Even Kevin noticed the shift. The defeated man he had surpassed was gone, replaced by someone who was hungry for growth. By month 4, Daniel completed his certification with top honors. He felt a rush of dopamine that shopping had never given him. He looked in the mirror and saw a different man. The emptiness was gone, filled with the solid substance of self-respect. He updated his professional profile, not to brag, but to accurately reflect the new value he could bring to the marketplace. Opportunity knocked sooner than expected. A recruiter from a top-tier firm saw his updated profile and reached out for an interview. This time, Daniel did not worry about which expensive suit to wear. He focused entirely on the value he could demonstrate. He walked into the interview room with a calm assurance. He was no longer begging for a job, he was offering solutions. The interviewers threw difficult scenarios at him, but Daniel handled them with ease, drawing from the knowledge he had rigorously studied. They were not just impressed by his experience, they were captivated by his mindset and his clear dedication to continuous improvement. He left the building knowing he had done his best. The outcome mattered less than the fact that he was capable. 1 week later, the offer letter arrived. It was a senior position with a salary 40% higher than his current one, but the money was just a bonus. The real reward was the realization that he was the architect of his own destiny. He resigned from his old job with grace. There was no anger, only gratitude for the wake-up call that had pushed him. As he packed his box, he looked at Kevin one last time. He no longer felt jealousy, only respect for the competition. He called Mr. Thomas to share the news. The old man simply laughed and said, "I knew you could do it, Daniel." Mr. Thomas reminded him that this was not the finish line. The 10% rule must be a lifelong habit, forever. Daniel stood on the rooftop of his new office, looking out at the city. The view was the same, but he changed. 6 months ago he was empty and lost. Now he is filled with purpose, armed with skills and ready for anything. The trap of comfort is seductive. It whispers that you are safe, while slowly eroding your ability to compete in the world. The greatest investment you will ever make is not in the stock market or real estate, but in your own mind. The 70-20-10 rule is your map. It forces you to live within your means while building a fortress for your future. Daniel continued to learn. He knew that the moment he stopped investing in his 10%, he would start falling behind again. He even began to mentor others, passing on the wisdom he received, completing the circle of growth and contribution to others. His savings grew, his anxiety vanished, and his career flourished. He had built a life that was not just expensive, but valuable. Now, I want to ask you, where are you in your life right now? Are you growing, or are you just comfortable? Are you falling into the same trap Daniel did? Spending your hard-earned money on things that impress strangers but leave you empty? Take a look at your bank statement. Does it show a person who is investing in their future, or just consuming the present? Commit to the 10% rule. Set aside that portion of your income before you pay anyone else. Pay yourself first. Buy that book. Enroll in that course. Join that gym. Do whatever it takes to make yourself more valuable tomorrow than today. The world is changing faster than ever. Skills that are valuable today might be useless in 5 years. You must adapt. In an age of AI and automation, only those who constantly upgrade their minds will remain relevant and indispensable to the economy. Daniel found that true happiness didn't come from what he bought, but from who he became. That is the ultimate reward. If you start today, imagine where you could be in 6 months. Imagine the version of you that is waiting to emerge. You have the power to break the cycle. You have the power to stop drifting and start steering your life towards success. Do not wait for a wake-up call like Daniel did. Do not wait for rejection or failure to force you to change. Be proactive. Be the one who is always prepared, always learning, and always ready for the next level of your career. Remember, 70% for needs, 20% for security, and 10% for the engine of your growth. Stick to it. Daniel's story is a reminder to us all. It is never too late to rewrite your script and change your ending. Your potential is limitless, but only if you fuel it. Don't let your potential die because you were too comfortable to try. If this story resonated with you, share it with someone who needs a wake-up call. You might just change their life. Subscribe to Unstoppable Mind today for more stories and strategies that empower you to master your mind and conquer your world. Check out our other videos on financial psychology and discipline. We have a library of content designed to help you win. Time is the one resource you cannot earn back. Every second you waste is gone forever. Make every single second count. Invest in yourself so you can afford to enjoy moments like this, free from the stress of financial insecurity and career stagnation. Become the person others look up to. Become the proof that discipline and smart choices lead to a life of abundance. The journey is long and it will be hard, but the view from the top is worth every bit of the struggle. Take that first step today. Audit your finances, set your goals, and promise yourself that you will never stop growing again. As Warren Buffett said, the best investment you can make is in yourself. It pays the highest dividends of any asset. Daniel is now planning for the next 5 years. He is playing the long game. Are you playing the long game too? The universe favors the prepared mind. Be prepared. Be relentless. And never let comfort steal your dreams away from you. Thank you for spending your valuable time with us today. We appreciate your attention and your commitment to your own personal growth. This is Unstoppable Mind Today. We are here to help you unlock the potential that is sleeping inside you right now. Join our community of winners. Together we can build a future where we are defined by our skills, not our possessions. Go out there and make it happen. Your future self is waiting for you to make the right moves today. Don't wait. Start your transformation now. The trap is open, and you have the key. It is time to walk out and live. Ask yourself one last time, what is your 10%? Find it, invest it, and watch your entire world change forever. I am your host, signing off. Stay disciplined, stay hungry, and keep building an unstoppable mind. See you in the next video. Remember to hit the notification bell so you never miss a lesson. Your journey to greatness is just getting started right now. Take care of yourself and keep moving forward. The world is yours for the taking. Goodbye for now, my friends. Unstoppable Mind today, empowering you to succeed. Thank you for watching, and we will see you at the very top.